Good morning, children. Welcome back with the next new session. So, in this session, we are going to start a fresh new lesson from 7th standard textbook, that is lesson number 18, Caste Discrimination and Struggles for Inequality. Caste Discrimination and Struggles for Inequality, lesson number 18 from 7th standard textbook. Okay, so the lesson name firstly, caste discrimination, that means what? Showing of differences. Discrimination means differences, that means what are the differences are there in the caste, why the discrimination, that means why such differences have come in the caste, and the struggle for equalities and struggles for equality, that means how these people were struggling, that means people who are into other caste, what are their struggles means what are the problems they have faced. We shall all discuss in this part of the lesson. Okay, so lesson number 18, caste discrimination and struggles for inequalities. Firstly, in our country like India, there are a lot of there are so many caste. Okay, so many languages are spoken here, so many castes, so many religions are there here. Okay, so that is the reason why India is called a country with we say that unity in diversity, only because where we find a lot of caste and religions are living together. Okay, we living together in a group, we living together like a family today. But when compared to those days, long back in those days, when we were under the Britishers rule, or when the time when the kings were there in our country, that time a lot of caste discrimination was there in our country. Okay, then people who belong to the same caste with each other, they used to move in one group, and people who are of some other, like people, for example, a boy belongs to a Brahmin, so as he is a person from a Brahmin, so he will be enjoying moving with the group of Brahmins, that means he will be enjoying moving with the community of the Brahmins, rather than talking to the people who belong to the any other community like Vaishyas or Sudras, okay, or Kshatriyas. Okay, so all these things, again, they will not meet, or they will not be with these people of group. Okay, so what is happening here? Only people who belong to same group of each other, they only talk to each other, they share their feelings with each other, they move with each other. Then they, whatever the festivals are there, the daily lives, the livelihood, everything will be like shared with each other, only with their own community, but not with the other communities. Now even the marriages, whatever, like the marriages, what they do, like they marry, they should marry a boy or a girl into their own community. Okay, marrying a girl or a boy from other community is not being accepted in those days, but whereas in present day society it is very much accepted, and most of the people, at least some 70% of the people, like marrying people who are from other communities also, because in present days there are no such discriminations are being found in our country now. In our country like India, firstly, there are 4 divisions, there are 4 kinds of religions we have, like 4 kind of a caste divisions are there. Okay, 4 types of caste divisions are there. So first is Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras. Okay, 4 types of caste, like 4 kinds of caste we have. First is the Brahmin, second is the Kshatriyas, third is the Vaishyas, and fourth is the Sudras. Now all these people, or like all these category people, when we say these people are like if we take a ladder, what is a ladder? Like we for climbing on a tree, or just climbing on something, we use the help of ladder, no? In Telugu it is known as nichana. Okay, so that ladder, when we just see a ladder, or if you see the steps, so step by step, on the top step you will see that Brahmin is in the first step when we talk about the caste in our country. Okay, so the Brahmin is at the top, next is the Kshatriyas, next is the Vaishyas, and finally it is the Sudras. Okay, so as Brahmin is being on the top, so it is considered as Brahmin is the purest one and the superior one in the society. Okay, superior means the powerful caste, or as well as the purest caste in the country here. Okay, because that is, there's a reason, because these Brahmins are allowed to like worship, or to offer the pujas to the deities. Okay, especially all the like people from the other religions of Sudras, or people from other caste of Sudras, are not allowed to perform, like to offer pujas or to worship any kind of particular gods, where usually the Brahmins have a lot of rights, because after the god, the next community, the Brahmins are treated as the gods in the society. Okay, so the Brahmins being in the topmost position, it is considered as the Brahmins as the superior. That means the people who have a lot of knowledge about the Vedas, they have a lot of knowledge about the worshipping of God. Okay, whatever the mythological history about all these related to the gods, every knowledge these people of Brahmins, these people have. Okay, it is believed like that. So after the Brahmins, it is known as the Kshatriyas. So the Kshatriyas are the warriors. Okay, people usually in the battles, people like armies and all, like soldiers and all, in those days, along with the kings, they were a group of soldiers who go along with the kings wherever the king goes for the battle, isn't it? So all these people are known as Kshatriyas. Okay, then Vaishyas are the people, usually these people likely to do their business. That means people who have like in present days we say import export business, but in those days kings used to go to some other place, okay, to have same whatever goods are made in their kingdom. This king used to take them and sell it to them in the other parts of the country. So this is how the business of the Vaishyas is said. Okay, and finally the Sudras are considered as the least category in our country. Okay, so whereas usually the people who come under Sudras are people who clean, people like sweepers, the people who clean the roads, people who clean the drainages, the sanitation workers, okay, the cobblers, the barbers are all considered as the Sudras. Okay, so there's a lot of problem about all this caste system. Okay, so most of the people in our country, like people who come under Sudras, were not allowed to enter into the temples of Brahmins, or they are not allowed to into the schools as well as the places where the people like the Brahmins, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas sit together, or they move from a particular path, or drink from a particular drink water from that particular well or the taps. These persons like the Sudras are not allowed. They are not allowed. If they by mistake, if they enter also, they were given harsh punishments. They were given like dreadful punishments also. Okay, because it was considered that they were the the unclean people, they are the untidy people. Okay, but in reality it is not like that. Even they are humans, and they are also equally treated today in the present days. And if you see that the system of reservation is been introduced in our country, and these people who come under the category of Sudras are now enjoying the fruits that once the people like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and some other people who had done a lot of struggles to get the equality in our country, because of them. So today the people who come under these categories like Sudras are now enjoying in the society, and now enjoying all the powers, all the rights what the people of higher or the superior caste have. Okay, now so there is a small story about a person known as Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, so his full name is Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So he was a person who was considered as a person who has come from a Dalit. Okay, Dalit means a person from a Sudras only. Okay, so he has come from a Dalit. So what happened one fine day, what happened is, so this person along with his brother, when they were so young, so they wanted to meet his father. Okay, this Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and his brother wanted to meet his father, who has been working somewhere. So what happened is, they went to the station and they were standing for the vehicle to come. Okay, they were just standing for the vehicle to come. It was they have dressed so well. They were standing for a vehicle, and they wanted to go to the place known as Koregaon in Maharashtra. So they were waiting so long. It's been so long, it's been long and long, and no one asked them where they want to go. So in a meanwhile, a person known as station master has come there. Okay, station master has asked them where they wanted to go. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, with no time, he said that he want a vehicle, and he want to go to the place known as Koregaon to meet his father and the servant there. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and his brother were instructed to wait in a particular place. Once the vehicle comes, and they can go and they can leave from there. Okay, it's been so long again. In the meanwhile, they were talking to, they were just waiting for his father to come in. Meanwhile, if his father can come to the same place and take these children to the place they wanted to visit, but it did not happen. They were just waiting and waiting. And meanwhile, they, like, the way these people dressed, no, like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and his brother were dressed in a beautiful way that no one can say that these people belong to the Dalit. It's not like that they should not dress like that, but it was an incident happened long back in those days. They have dressed in a beautiful way that usually people who look at them will only say that these children belong to the Brahmin family. So they were just looking like that, that way they dressed, the way they look, the features, physical features were all similar to that of Brahmin child. Okay, so the station master was also thinking in that way, but suddenly what has happened, the station master has asked him, to which caste you belong to. Suddenly, in a quick answer, B.R. Ambedkar gave him an answer that we belong to a caste of Mahars. Okay, so Mahar is a Sudra, or is a Dalit category in the Maharashtra, where the political low caste category in the Maharashtra. So after listening to that word, there was a sudden shock on the face of the station master. So what happened is, he did not answer to anything and he left that place. Okay, so what happened, so he did not come back to them again. So it was so long, it was so late that time. Okay, they had a lot of excitement, and the beginning of the day they have a lot of excitement because they are going to visit their father after so long. But the sun has set. Okay, the day has started to end, but they did not even find a vehicle to go. They was, from the morning to the evening, they were standing in the same place. Okay, and finally they have also seen the station master is also leaving from that place. So what happened is, they were standing, and finally, before leaving, the station master asked them that there is no other vehicle who is going to take you people, because you people are belonging to the low category people, so you are not allowed to go into the bullock carts or the vehicles. Usually the Brahmins, Vaishyas or the Kshatriyas go. You are not allowed to sit into that cart. Okay, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said that we are going to pay the double amount. What are the charges for them? So there were a lot of bullock carts were standing there for the people to go from one place to another, but there is no single bullock cart who is allowing these people to sit into their bullock carts and take them back to the Koregaon. Okay, so though they have a lot of money to pay them double an amount, they were not allowed to sit into the carts. They were said that either they have to go into the vehicle where usually their community people go. That means they had a different, these people, like people who belong to Sudras, they have other kind of vehicle. They were told only to go into those vehicles only. Okay, so this was one of the situation which was written by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar by himself. He has written this situation has once happened to this person, and he has mentioned it. Okay, so we can see that a lot of discrimination has been faced by this person, and you know what, this person, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, has fought a lot, and a lot of struggles have come on his way on the path of his success of getting equality or getting freedom to the people, like people who come under Sudras. He has fought for them a lot, and finally he has written some of the important rights in the book of Constitution. So he is the person known as the chairman of the drafting committee. Okay, so he was one of the person among them, and he has written some of the rules that help people like Dalits or Sudras, and helped them to get the rights back into their community, back in the country. Okay, so this was a small story, and just an introduction part of the lesson. So I hope you understood this part of session very well. Tomorrow we are going to discuss one more small story, and people like who are the other people who have struggled for the equalities. We will talk about them in the next upcoming session. For any more doubts and queries, please ask us immediately. We'll meet up in the next upcoming class. Till then, bye children. Thank you. Have a nice day.